Good morning and welcome back to Maddie Travel. If you are new here, my name is Maddie. I am a solo female traveler and I take you around the world showing you some pretty unique hidden gems. And today is no different. We are starting our 4-day trek through northern Laos. We are going to be going and seeing some very remote villages, seeing the way the Khmer people live and getting a better understanding of their life here. I'm so excited for this trip because there is one day where I'm leaving the group, staying behind in a village and going to be seeing like local life when there are no tourists there. Oh my goodness, there's all these little cows. Little, they're not little, they're big, but they've got their cowbells on them. And so the noise you can hear, well, this is gonna be, we're only like 15 minutes into this and I'm already loving it. We left the main road, now we're wandering through dried up rice paddies. We've got the cutest little water buffaloes over here. The road trail wasn't too bad, a little bit of ups and downs, but nothing crazy. We keep walking through different rice paddies, different fields, and I keep having the thought of, I'm like, because I'm like running off to like go film or do this or I don't know, get a different angle. And I keep having the thought of like, what if I step wrong and a UXO explodes and like a bomb just goes off? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, there are about 80 million bombs scattered across Laos that the US dropped here during the Vietnam War, and they just didn't explode, they didn't go off. And so regularly people here, farmers and children, end up accidentally striking one or hitting one or playing with one because they look like little balls and then they explode. It's truly quite horrific. If you want some more information about it, I went to the museum on it. It's in my Luang Prabang video. You can check it out right here. Or I highly recommend you watch the documentary, This Little Land of Mines. You can find it on YouTube. It does a great job explaining it all. I found the people in Laos to be so friendly. Like when I was taking the slow boat journey, everyone would just wave. Even though they see boats all the time, they're still just like waving and smiling at you. Right now there's a woman out in the field working and I just like stopped and she went, Subaidi! And I was like, Subaidi? Which means hello. Like, they're so friendly. Everyone talks about like Thai people being friendly, and they are, don't get me wrong. It's definitely like the smiling country. But wow, Laotians are just so hospitable, so friendly, so welcoming. I believe we've made it to our first stop. It's a little village here that we're gonna grab some lunch at. And then after this, I guess the climb gets steep. There are about 57 families that live here in this little town, and they are comprised of the Kalum, Lalum, and Hmong people that kind of had all traversed, what's the word? I don't know, they all kind of migrated to different regions in like northern Thailand and in Laos, and I believe also Myanmar. They kind of, all three of those different tribes are around this area. We just got done having the best meal ever. The food was so good. It was vegetarian. I think that's what probably most of the meals will be like, but everything was like grown and harvested from here. There's just sweat everywhere, but these views are so insane. You have to do hard things to see good things. That was weird. I don't know why I said that. Whatever. We just keep going deeper and deeper into the jungle, up this cliff between two high mountain peaks. Oh, almost to the top. Almost there. Made it to the top. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Limbo, limbo, limbo. Very grateful that we're not climbing anymore and we're in the shade, but it is steep going down. Ken, our guide, stopped and grabbed everybody some sticks. He was chopping down bamboo trees and getting sticks for everybody. I was an idiot. Told him no, because I needed my hands free for the camera. They also came in handy when everyone was crossing the rivers, which again, didn't have one. But luckily, I didn't fall. Hanging out with our, local cow residents, feeding them pomelos, also feeding ourselves pomelos. Ken just keeps cutting them up and we just keep eating them. We have made it to our home for the night, mine for the next 2 nights. It's gonna be so cool sleeping here just right on the river, looking up at these mountains. This village only has like 40 families that live here. Going for a little swim down in the water during sunset. Oh, it just doesn't get better than this. Ah! Oh dang it, my hair did get wet. That was the one thing I didn't want. Woo, so deserving after that hike today. Whew. Swimming in the river during sunset was nothing short of just magical. And I'm just kind of walking down like the main road of this little town and seeing some local life. It's just quiet and nice. Being in this village has reminded me like why I travel. I don't travel to go to like the prettiest beaches or to like go and get messed up and drink and say I went here just to check something off. I travel to like actually experience new cultures. I travel to actually see how other people live and see how we're all different but all so similar. And that's exactly what this village is showing me. And it's been incredible. We had the best dinner, such good food, traditional Lao food. And then we're playing card games and all just hanging out, playing some chess. And now it's time to go to bed in our amazing guest house. Good morning. It is about 6:30 a.m. Got up for sunrise and this is my view. So won't be catching any sunrise, but what I am catching is all of the farmers running down the road going out to start work. Some local fishermen out in their little like canoes going down the river. Some of the women running to the kitchens to start cooking. And it's interesting because most Lao people I feel like have been very like calm and easygoing, but this morning they've all been running and shouting. Sadly, the rest of the group has left me, but that means we have a very quiet village now. Pretty much everyone's gone. It is just the host, like mom and myself now. We're gonna go to the fields and do a bit of farming this morning. And then her and I are gonna have lunch together. I might go out fishing with the fishermen, and then I'm actually staying the night at her home tonight because her husband is gone. So she's invited me into her home. But yeah, time to go. We had a great breakfast this morning. All the fogs has lifted and now we've got the beautiful river here. Some boats going on it. Just got me and my big bag of corn here. V and I are out here getting all the corn picked and shucked and all the good stuff. V is working way too fast and I can't keep up with all of this corn. She's so quick, so fast. Oh man, I'm just like barely keeping up. I have so much corn down here. She just keeps throwing more in my pile. V and I found some beans. Well, it's not like we found them. She obviously grows them, but look at all of these beans. There's massive pumpkins here too. A bunch of pumpkins called pumpkin in Lao, and then corn is sulai? Sulai? Suli. Sali. Corn is called sali. Pumpkin's pumpkin. And this bean? Matua. 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 Man. Man. Oh, okay, and man is some other like root vegetable that we dug up. I've been hanging out playing with this boy and I think he just proposed to me. He's 5 years old, but I've been loving just like hanging out. There's like a little market on the main street and some people are selling some stuff. V and I have bought a couple things and then we've just been hanging out with some of like her friends and they're all chatting. I obviously have no idea what they're saying or what's going on. As if today couldn't get any more just like authentic and really cool. Tonight I'm staying in Wee's house. I'm ready to go to bed, I'm exhausted. Good night, I'll see you in the morning. We are starting this morning off, got on a boat. We're gonna go up the river, go to I think some viewpoint, maybe at Manoi, check it out, get some hiking in, and have these awesome views along the river. Last night sleeping in the homestay was amazing. It was really nice to just like see a bit more of local life. So I'm sad to be leaving the village, but on to new things. Our first stop of today is in Manoi. We're hiking up to the viewpoint and we are back with Ken. And of course, he's making me climb another mountain. Seems to be what he likes to do. We made it to the top of the viewpoint here in Manoi, and look at all this. Just surrounded by these massive mountains. It's not too bad of a hike. Trail is not the best. There are a lot of like really steep steps, but I think it's doable for anyone that's in decent shape. Take it as slow as you want. Took us about like 20-25 minutes, and we took like 1 or 2 small breaks. Views are definitely worth it. That you get to look out over the river, look out over Manoi, the small little village. You can come and stay the night here in this village. There are some homestays. This first cave here is the Manoi cave, same as Manoi viewpoint. It's halfway about up the hike here. Wow, it's massive. It just keeps going back further and further and further. It's 250 meters deep, and this is where the people of Manoi hid out when the US was dropping bombs here in Laos. Again, I'm gonna speak about it because I really think it needs to be more well known, but like educate yourself on this. Go watch This Little Land of Mines. You won't regret it. It will probably make you emotional, but definitely worth knowing. So yeah, families, hundreds and hundreds of people hid out in this cave here. We grabbed our lunches to go, made it back down the mountain. Now we're walking through the town of Manoi, and then we're walking about 40 minutes to a set of caves. I'm gonna have our lunch there and go for a swim. Oh, we made it to the caves. Honestly, only about like a 30-40 minute walk, but in the sun, no shade, so hot. This water looks so refreshing. Time to go jump in. Ken, it's cold.
Having a beer with our friends. Oh, that one doesn't like it.
Good morning. I realized I didn't tell you anything about where we stayed last night. We stayed in a little village called Ban Na. It's about an hour and a half walk from Manoi. Very slow, quiet little village of like 30 families or something, even smaller I think than the place we stayed the other night. But had breakfast this morning. It was a beautiful sunrise, and now we are out walking through the rice fields again and gonna head to Manoi. We have made it to the village of Sopgon. We're gonna go now hike to a waterfall. We took a little boat to get here. Made it to the waterfall. The color here is so blue and stunning. It's way taller than I thought it was gonna be. Once you get here, you kind of hike along the river and kind of some other waterfalls. One waterfall I thought for sure was the main one, but it's not. It's this massive one. It is so hot. Time to go jump in. Oh, it feels so good! After the waterfall, we hiked back to the boat, and then we went a little bit further down the river until we found some kayaks on a beach, hopped in those, and paddled back to Nong Kiao. There was a strong upriver breeze, which made it very difficult. It was just so peaceful and quiet. No other boats would be around you. It was a great way to end a 4-day trek through northern Laos. One thing I will say is I think you could just do the 2-day trek. The 3-day trek, me making it 4 the extra day, which I highly recommend if possible. But I think the 2-day trek would be fine. The 3-day one kind of seemed drawn out, and the only extra thing you got was Ban Na village and then like that one cave, which were nice, but I don't know if it's worth it for the whole extra day. But yeah, overall, like very happy with my experience. I did do it with Evergreen Tours. I really enjoyed them. Matt was the main person who helped me plan everything, but then even the owner, Sing Sai, he was really great at making sure everything like went seamlessly. I even booked like my train and bus tickets with them. I thought they were really great, but there are a ton of different tour providers here in Nong Kiao that you can book the same exact tour with. Anything else you need to know? Oh, afterwards I did go and get a massage from this place called Tapom. 10 out of 10 recommend the Lao massage, and it was like 4 USD, I think. So great. But now I am leaving this beautiful place of Nong Kiao. I absolutely loved it here. You have to make sure you come here when you do kind of your Lao trip. If you haven't yet seen, I do have a whole video on Nong Kiao, the surrounding areas and some of the viewpoints. I'll link that right here for you to go and watch. But I recommend do a 2 or 3 day trek out into some of these like smaller little jungle villages. You won't regret it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week.